Most business owners are failing right now, and it's really not for a lack of trying because you're trying. Just there's a million things out there that are pointing in a million different directions, and you're just completely overwhelmed, not sure where to go, what to do. All you want to do is get a phone call and run a freaking service call, maybe do an install or two. There's just a million different ways out here, and different people saying that you have to be doing this and you need to be doing that. And if you're not doing this, your business is going to fail, etc., etc. And honestly, it's much simpler than that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you exactly what matters for your business without all of the clutter, because it really is very simple. Once we break it down and actually see what drives a business, and I'm going to show you that in this video. So stay tuned and make sure that you stay to the end, because we're going to show you a very, very powerful point that will get your business moving in the right direction, and it'll get you moving in the right direction in a hurry, as long as you follow the steps in this video. This is not for you national businesses. This is not if you're trying to sell clothing online. This is not if you're dealing with multiple countries, any of that stuff. This is for all of you local businesses who deal with local customers. Mainly, this is for your home service businesses, because what I'm going to show here is for a lot of you seasonal guys. So whether you're in HVAC, whether you're a pool installer, whether you build decks, whether you're a landscaper, maybe you're an exterior painter, maybe your business is going to light up here soon, because the warmer weather is right around the corner and is upon us. And if you don't take these steps that are in this video relatively quickly, you might miss the entire season all over again and be hoping for 2027 spring. So make sure you pay attention, because this will hopefully kind of open it up a little bit and let you understand exactly what the driving forces of your business are. In reality, it all boils down to just a few simple things that drive everything. So throughout this video, I'm going to give a few examples of different businesses and kind of the customer thinking that goes along with these businesses. And that is my number one point: is you have to always consider what your customer is thinking. A lot of us HVAC guys, we always want to talk HVAC. We will always want to say HVAC in everything that we do. Well, guess what? Your customers aren't really thinking about HVAC. Sometimes they're thinking about maybe my air conditioner is not working. Sometimes they're thinking my heater or my furnace is broken, but very rarely are they thinking about HVAC. However, all of us HVAC guys, we target HVAC because that's what we know. You need to target what your customers know, not what you know. And that's going to be a major shift in your rankings and in your online presence, because all the other HVAC guys out there, they're also targeting HVAC. And guess what? Their customers aren't. Their customers typically do not go to Google, do not go to Facebook asking for HVAC help. They typically go saying, do you happen to know anybody that does air conditioning? My air conditioner is broke. Once you know what the customers are actually looking for, it makes this whole process a whole lot easier. What do I mean when I say that we need to really just worry about our customers? We really need to just worry about where they are and their journey. I'm going to always pretty much probably tell you that Google should be on your radar. Google should be one of the main areas that you focus your attention to, whether you put money towards it or whether you are just doing the work. Most of your customers, when they have an immediate need, like the need needs to be satisfied right now in some way, shape, or form, typically they pull out their phone and they just go to the internet and they type in, AC repair near me, or air conditioning company, or they type in something like heater repair or furnace repair near me, and they look for a business that can come fix that pain. So even if you're maybe a deck builder, they would type in something like deck builder near me, or who can install a pergola at my location, etc., etc. you're going to see everybody talking about AI this, AI that. You have to be AI. And most of it, honestly, is just companies trying to make money. And it is what it is. No, don't get me wrong. You should focus on AI. But by focusing on Google, most of your AI stuff will actually just fall into place. So we know that when people are in need, they go to Google most of the time. And most of the time, when those people are in need, they go to the Google business profiles and they make a phone call from there. But what you need to understand is these Google searches happen when people have a need. And so if you're an HVAC contractor, it's 70 degrees outside. Tell me exactly how much of a need a customer has when their furnace is broke down or when their AC is broke down. Well, honestly, if we're being honest here, their need is basically zero because honestly, even though their furnace is broke down, they don't even probably know about it. And if they do know about it, all they did was open up a window. So they're not in a lot of pain right now. So the Google searches still are not happening. You can be ranked number one on Google and that phone is not ringing. And that's fine because we know that eventually they will have a pain. And if you're ranked number one and eventually they have a pain, eventually they will end up calling you because you're ranked number one on Google. And when their pain is the strongest, that's when they go to Google. However, your business operates 12 months out of the year and people are in pain, maybe 8 of them. So that's going to leave us about 4 months of no pain. How do we get over this? One of the ways is this is one of the reasons why I say it is very important that you sign people up on your maintenance plans because you have 2 months in the spring and you have 2 months in the fall where it doesn't really matter how much you spend on marketing. The customers aren't calling you. So you need to make them call you by implementing hey, before shit hits the fan, give me a call. We'll check out your system, both in the spring and in the fall so that you can catch them heating and cooling mode, right? This will hopefully fill in a little bit of the gaps. Now, don't get me wrong, you're still running below your potential. And so how do we fill in the gaps more? Well, this is where you take your customer list that you've built up over the past however long and you go ahead and send them messages because maybe they're not on your maintenance list, or maybe you have some sort of indoor air quality product, or maybe you have some sort of surge suppression that you recommend that they get before the storm season, or something else that you believe in that is a great benefit for your clientele. And so you can message them some offers during these slower periods. And then another thing that we like to do is I recommend you push off a lot of your installs or a lot of your ductwork type stuff. Get a payment up front so you kind of lock them in. And then you let them know, hey, by the way, if we can wait until like October to do this, we'll go ahead and give you like a 20% discount. Now you're keeping your business flowing because already know that there are slower periods because you are a seasonal business. It is what it is. If you're a deck builder, you obviously know that the wintertime, nobody gives a shit about going outside and sitting on their deck, except for me, because I still go grill when it's snowing outside and stuff. But most people just don't care. If you build pools, well, guess what? Nobody wants to go swimming when it's 40 degrees outside. And so it is what it is. You have to find other things that work for your business in those off seasons. You can use your customer base for the on season to kind of filter in and level out some of that off season. So maybe you pull guys, you have your startup and you have your close down and stuff. So hopefully you're implementing that. Hopefully you're messaging your existing customer base. If they've ever like done business with you, you message them and be like, hey, by the way, we're doing pool shutdowns this week or this month. Give us a call to get scheduled in. Or maybe you're doing startups. So we're doing pool startups this month. So this is going to be your maintenance season. Okay. Now you have the full blown winter. So I don't know, honestly, what you pool guys do in the winter, but I'm assuming that doing something like maybe you add Christmas lights or something like that so that you can fill in and make sure that your business is level all year round. There's a lot of different things that you could do depending upon your business, but you do need to know if you're a seasonal business, guess what? This shit happens every year, so maybe figure it out because it's just going to keep happening. History does repeat itself. I'm sorry, next winter is going to suck too. Next spring is going to suck too. It is what it is. So, how do we prepare for this? How do we know about this ahead of time? Because guess what? It doesn't matter if you're ranking on Google. Doesn't matter if you're ranking on Google. If nobody is searching, nobody is clicking. And this goes for Google ads as well. So, whether we're going Google PPC or we're going Google LSA, if you don't know, I actually recommend that you guys go Google LSA and you don't worry about PPC. I've got a whole video over here explaining that. Hopefully it's over here. Anyway, so even if you're paying money to Google, guess what? Nobody is searching. Nobody in your area gives a shit about their pool when it's 30 degrees outside. So you're getting zero search traffic. You can pay $10,000 a freaking day and you're still getting zero customers. So don't worry about Google ads when it's the off season. And so some of you guys are not going to worry about Google ads ever because during the busy season, you're too damn busy to be paying for ads, right? So I recommend you use Google LSA, and I recommend everybody go ahead and get their Google LSA set up. So if you do want to run some ads, you're already set up, already ready to go. Just type in Google LSA in a Google tab and go ahead and set up. What you're going to have to do is you're going to go in there, you're going to give your business information, you're going to show them your insurance information, they're going to run a background check on you and some of your employees, et cetera, et cetera. Once that's done, you are able to run Google LSA ads. That doesn't mean you have to run Google LSA ads. No. So go ahead and do it. That way, when shit hits the fan, you're ready and you can just click a little button. We'll fire them puppies up and see if we can generate some activity. Okay. Because this is also going to help your rankings because what happens is when you fire up Google LSA, they click into there, they're going to go ahead and go look at your Google business profile. This tells Google that like people were active on your profile. They ended up calling you and you helped them out. And so it'll actually help you grow your rankings a little bit too. So that if you're in mid season and it's just not busy enough for you, go ahead and turn on some Google LSA for a minute. Get business fired back up and then shut it back down. So Google LSA only. Leave PPC alone. Leave all the other Google ad stuff alone, unless maybe you have a YouTube channel, then maybe we'll run some YouTube ads. But those are all video format and stuff. So Google LSA. Don't worry about anything else. And only Google LSA during the busy season, because during the off season, every freaking business just like yours is trying to run Google LSA finally because their phones died down and there's 5 people in your entire area who ran a search today, and there are 50 companies trying to buy that one search. And so prices are freaking crazy, and prices are crazy for no reason because there aren't searches. So if you absolutely need to get some traction during these doldrum times, this is when we go over to Facebook. The reason I recommend Facebook above all other social profiles, the main reason is because they have Facebook groups. Facebook groups lets you find all of your ideal clients in a local area. When we go over to TikTok, we go over to Snapchat, we go over to Pinterest, we go to any of these other social medias, you are making posts, you are creating content for the world. Okay. We can dial it in a little bit with wording and all that stuff, but for the most part, you're making it for the world. We don't care about the world. We only care about our potential customers. So I don't care if you get 10,000 views on a piece of content. Guaranteed like 99% of those people aren't even in your area. So it's just bloat. It means zero for your business. You're not trying to go viral. You're not doing any of that. You're literally just trying to find the one customer out there who needed a little bit of a nudge or needed a little bit of a direction to finally find your business. And so we go into local groups on Facebook. Make sure that you create a Facebook profile. You're going to probably need to use your personal profile as well. So make sure your personal profile links directly to your business page. So it should say works at, and then that link, you should click on it and it should go directly over to your Facebook business page. And then you make sure that you put out posts regularly. These posts are going to come in clutch here in just a second, because once you have some posts, you have some authority, you have some information for people to go down a rabbit hole. Okay. Now we get in, we go to a Facebook group, we start leaving comments. Somebody talks about something completely unrelated to your business. I don't care. You already know they're in your area, right? Because we're in the local group. So somebody makes a comment of, I don't know, something completely off the rails, like the lake over here is on fire if you come out here and go catch some fish. And then you just leave a comment like, oh, dude, yeah, I went out there like a month ago and we tore them up. Here's a picture. You know what happens? Do you know what happens when you do that? People click on your name like, who the hell is this guy? Because that's what people do. People are curious. People are freaking nosy. You know it. You probably do the same damn thing. I do sometimes. So you click on somebody's name. Who the hell is this guy? Oh, it says that he owns this business. They click on that business. Oh, cool. And then it's got a whole bunch of information. They're like, oh shit, I need to check my filter. This guy, like, he just said this stuff. And like, honestly, I don't even remember the last time I checked my filter. Oh crap. This guy just said that like he went to a customer's house and they were paying twice the amount on their electric bill. And it was literally because they had a cottonwood blanket around their condenser. Maybe I should give this guy a call. And it was literally, why did it happen? Because you were like, I caught some fish. Be out there, be active. All this stuff leads back to you as long as you make the rabbit. You have to make the rabbit hole. But assuming that you made the rabbit hole, they'll just start flowing in. And it's because you're commenting about stupid stuff that is completely unrelated to your business. Now, don't get me wrong. You're in all these groups. You're active in these groups. They're going to see your comments. They're going to see your posts in these groups. And then all of a sudden, hey, does anybody know anybody around here that is a quality guy that can fix my air conditioner? Somebody told me that I needed to spend $47,000 on a system. Yeah, man, we get that crap all the time, dude. Here, I'll give you a free quote. Hit me up. We'll schedule it. I'll head out there, give you a free quote, because most likely you do not need to spend 47,000 freaking dollars. Now all of a sudden, guess what? We're not even just talking to that guy. Everything that you say on the internet, everything that you put out there on Facebook, make sure that you take into consideration that this is for everyone. This is not for this guy. This is not the response for this guy. The response is for everybody else that's going to see this shit. Same thing with reviews. You don't respond to a review and berate the guy for being a crappy customer. No, you respond in a way that another customer sees it and they're like, I'm going to hire this guy because he's freaking awesome, even when he dealt with shit. That's just how we do it. So make sure that all of your responses are actually tailored to the population, not to that guy. So you put something like, oh man, we see that all the time. There are several companies around that they don't even try to diagnose a system. They just go in there and try to make the big money right out of the gate. We don't operate that way. We are a fix it before install kind of a company. We are glad to give you a second opinion on this. Guess what? Maybe 100 people just saw that. You didn't ask for money. You didn't ask for any of that stuff. You just told them that, like, yeah, people are trying to screw you over and we don't want to help. We don't want to screw you over ourselves. So let us know and we'll try to help not screw you over. People will react to this. Now, also what happens is this is where the SEO stuff comes into play, because now you've commented on Facebook and that rabbit hole that I was telling you about. Yeah, they go ahead and they go down further down a rabbit hole now, because now they're about to call you, right? And so what happens is they go on the internet and they run a search for your business, which is actually awesome, because branded searches are great for your Google ranking. So because you were over there talking on Facebook, somebody ran a search for your exact business name, which tells Google, like, it's a branded search, which means that he must have some authority. So all this stuff starts compounding. And this is why the SEO is so important too, because now they're going to go in and they're going to look and they're going to go ahead and check out your Google Biz profile. They're going to read a few of your reviews, and then they might go into your website and just look at that real quick too. Most of the time in all of our home service businesses, the website is just there to help get you ranked. Okay. Not a lot of customers actually go through the website, but there are a few. And so it does need to be there, and it does need to be set up for their conversion at the same time. But most likely, they're just going to either make a phone call or they're going to go ahead and book an appointment right there by clicking off of your Google Business profile. Now, you just told Google that your business should be ranked pretty high because somebody just ran a brand search for your exact business name. They found your business, they clicked in, they called your business, and they never called a competitor. And this all happened because of a comment or a post on a Facebook group. Your Google is now further solidified in the rankings. And now what happens is heat does snap off. It does get 100 degrees outside. Now they are searching constantly. They are looking for air conditioning repair near them. And you are ranking number one. And it's all because you did a little bit of SEO stuff first, months prior to the surge, and you were active on Facebook. Beyond this, you can go to other social medias and stuff. But like I said, the Facebook groups, especially right now, are really lights out because it just helps drive and churn so much more activity. However, you do have to be active. You do need to do things. You do need to comment. Even when you're not trying to push your business, you should be commenting. Okay? If it's anything relevant that you can add anything to that conversation, you should comment in a local group. People love rabbit holes. They're going to go down the rabbit holes. You might love rabbit holes yourself. You might be like, who the hell is this guy that just responded to my comment? And you might click on his name and you might click view profile and you might start scrolling down all of his damn feed. Like, this is what people do. This is the reason for social media. And this is how you take your business from not being known to being the only one known in your entire stinking area. But you have to take daily steps. You do need to put out comments. You have to constantly be in everybody's thought. You need to be responding to every single thing out there. You need to make sure that if you don't have shit going on right now, that somebody sees your name, whether it be in a post, whether it be in a Facebook group, whether it be on Google. I don't give a shit, but you have to put your name in front of people's faces. It doesn't just miraculously end up there. You don't start a business and then all of a sudden your brand starts building itself. You have to build it for itself. And that happens with communication, with touch points, with networking. Get out there, make it happen. And if you want to make sure that your business is in position before the summertime, now is the freaking time. You need to focus on getting your Google business profile. Yes, I realize not a damn phone call's coming through Google right now, but guess what? Every single one of them suckers are about to come through Google. And you've got yourself a couple of month window before that happens. And now is the time you have to make that move. If you don't, you might lose out on an entire another year, because you have to catch that wave as it flows through. Think of it like we're surfing. Okay. So your Google business profile is out there and it's ranked way down the list. Okay. Well, in order to catch the wave that's coming, the heat wave, the first heat wave is the most important, by the way. In order to catch that wave, you need to paddle out there and get in position before the wave ever gets here. You don't stand on shore and watch the wave come in and then say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and paddle out now. You can't catch a wave that way. That's not how you catch the wave. I'm not a surfer, but I know damn well that you have to paddle out there and wait for the wave to come before you can ride it. Let's ride this wave. And if you want to ride this wave, I'm going to show you exactly how to get your Google business profile ranked to the top of your city. And it's going to start all right here. Click into that video, watch that video, and we're going to show you exactly step by step how to get your business ranked on Google. We'll see you next week.